allegiance. Mr. Tom?
Oh, Lord, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll. Trustee Beeman?
Here.
Trustee Myers? Treasurer Jarvis? Here. Clerk Delamata? Here. Supervisor Luttrell?
Here.
All present.
Is that me or you?
For agenda approval? I think that was you.
Okay, then we approve the minutes of June 10th.
First, we approve the agenda.
Motion to
Didn't we do that?
agenda.
Oh, no, we didn't. Yeah.
Motion to approve the agenda.
I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
There, now we got it done. All right. Motion to approve the minutes of the June 10th, 25 board meeting.
I don't have copies of the minutes in the packet. I didn't finish them yet. So, apparently working with a newborn at home is a little bit more challenging than I gave it credit for. So I will have those. I will have those for approval for next board meeting. They'll be done before that though, but I apologize.
No problem.
I'm learning.
No problem.
I'll make a motion to table that till next meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Okay.
Aye.
Aye.
So I'm saying we're gonna do the same thing probably the next two. The minutes of June 16th special meeting
And
and
the 24th.
June 24th special meeting.
Okay.
That's gonna be motion to table.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, now we are down to treasurer's report.
Our June 1st, 2025 beginning general fund balance was $1,138,800.46. Revenues totaled $77,172.96. Expenditures totaled $57,851.75, leaving an ending balance of $1,158,121.67.
Motion to accept.
It just goes on file. We don't have to.
Okay.
We don't have to approve it because it just is what it is. So it just goes on file.
Now to disbursements.
I haven't been in the office, but I assume there's been nothing out of the norm for disbursements, just regular,
Regular bills. The only big thing in July is the fire contracts.
Okay.
So.
All right, perfect. So we will worry about those at the next board meeting, really, right?
Well, they're already approved because they're part of our budget. So it's just kind of like, just so everybody knows. Next month, it's gonna look like we spent a lot, but
Right.
that's why.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion that we pay all of our regular bills for July.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, now we come to public comments, agenda items only. Is that where I got to do that 3 times?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, again, public comments.
Only twice.
Public comments. We're gonna call that a no. All right, so apparently none. So we will move on to new business, and we will introduce Miss Melissa Eikenberry, and she's gonna update us on her butterfly project.
Which doesn't look like much. Melissa Eikenberry with Posting Butterflies and on the Cedar Creek Park and Rec Committee. So I have, our weather went from frost to, 90 degrees and no water. So made planting a little bit more difficult out there where there's no water, which actually worked out to our benefit because I've had an opportunity to spend a lot of time out there getting to know the plants and the people and the soil, the sun, the shade, and the wildlife, which has actually been quite fun. When I cleaned up the berm, I saw a happy little sassafras tree, and I'm like, you look pretty happy. I'll just leave you there and I'll keep going. And then before I was leaving, I thought, I never checked that for caterpillars. Like, what's wrong with me? I always do that. So I went back and I looked and found out why the little sassafras tree was so happy.
Aw.
It had a little spice bush swallowtail caterpillar on it. So I, of course, went home and made a little sign that said sassafras, showed the what the egg of a spice bush swallowtail caterpillar looks like, and what the caterpillar looks like, and the butterfly, and as well as what other species. There's another species on here too, and it also gives a little information like 27 different butterfly and moth species in this area lay eggs on the sassafras tree. Which, interestingly enough, while I was out there, I also brought some Cecropia moth caterpillars, which you have to go take a look, and made another little sign and put them a net around them. You have to go see them. You will, you've probably never seen them before. The caterpillars are incredible. I was gonna print a picture but didn't have time. Anyway, and the moth that they become will be as bigger than my hand, and is gorgeous. So while I was out there, playing around, right? Weeding and everything. As people would come, I would kind of show them the, oh hey, look at the caterpillar over here on the sassafras tree. And the number one thing that I got was, I thought that sassafras was just a junk tree. And I'm like, isn't that interesting how we can very easily think something is junk unless we understand its purpose. And then suddenly you realize that it's not such a junk tree after all. I got really good response because I also brought caterpillars from home and talked to the kids and the adults, whether they had kids or not. Waited to see if they were interested. Obviously, I didn't want to interrupt their time, but got a really great response. People loved it, and they felt like, wow, I learned something. And the other thing that I learned, which was really exciting, is that we actually have several different rare, endangered, actually, on the endangered species list of plants and butterflies out in our back area. And even in the area where the way station is going to be, or the butterfly garden is going to be, that also has rare species of plants in there. And it's interesting because the other thing that I hear often is there's nothing back there but weeds and junk anyway, and the fact of the matter is that I'd say probably almost all of the plants, not counting, like the invasive species which are back there, are plants that you would actually go to Weese's or a native plant place and you would buy and put them in your garden. So people literally would, tear that all out. And so what I have been doing is I've actually been kind of rescuing a lot of the plants that are there, a lot of the rare species that would have been mowed or would have been tore up or whatever. So I've been rescuing them and bringing them home and planting them in some of my bare spots until a more appropriate time for planting to bring them back here and have healthier plants. So in the meantime, I've also been collecting seeds so that from this area, so that most everything from here would be, like in the butterfly garden, would be from here. And so if it seems a little messy, which it does right now, it's only because while there's time of really nothing being able to do much with, I'm kind of playing around to see what can grow in this kind of heat, what can't grow. I'm also getting some rescue plants in from a land that's being developed and seeing like what will work there and what won't work as far as like the drought. So that's it. Oh, and the flags. if you see red flags, it means that there's probably a cactus there. So, or that it's like a rare species or something like that. So if you see a flag, it's usually because there's something to look at. So it will start to take shape, soon, but I'm glad that it didn't work out to plant right away, because actually we have some pretty spectacular gems back there that at another time I'll be able to share more about. So that's it. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Thank you for
Yeah,
doing what you're
like you
doing
said,
out there.
I think you're on the right track. Just anybody walk by, say, hey, and enlighten them. I mean, I think you're on the right track.
And I think I've seen those giant moths that you're talking about. I'm gonna have to look them up.
They have them at my place.
Yeah, they're pretty.
They love cherry trees, and cherry trees are an abundance here. So it wouldn't surprise me if you did see them, because they're like cherry trees everywhere. But you definitely have to take a peek at those caterpillars out on the tree in the net. And I accidentally, kind of on purpose, released some in the wild also, so you can probably see some out of the net too. But anyway.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Now we will bring up Mr. John Sweeney. Sweeney? Sweener.
Sweet, I'm John. I work for Flawless IT and Security. I do the IT work here. The past month, I've been really looking at the stability of the internet, the Comcast that we have here. So I've been noticing a lot of disconnects, high latency, and everything else. And called them, and we had them come out, I think, July 7th, we had them come out and fix a whole bunch of stuff that was actually wrong, which actually improved that. But the biggest reason why I'm actually here, normally I try and help the municipalities to save as much money as possible on the technology stuff. So I actually needed their bill, their account number, and everything else to talk to the people on the phone from Comcast. And I noticed the amount of the bill, $540 a month. And that's why I'm here, to present to you guys a solution to get that down to around $240 to $250 a month. But that does require, and this is not through me at all, getting off of their business plan, which we have phones and everything through Comcast, right? So that actually is $204, 75 cents a month through Comcast. And the solution that I'll explain literally cuts that in half. Okay, that's just for the phones, all right? And then I do have a copy, gave you guys a copy of the actual bill, and I marked it up. You guys have 5 static IP addresses, not using at all, even when the guy came and put the router in, I call it pass-through mode, where we literally don't use any of Comcast's security or anything, because the stuff that I have is like 10 times better, okay? Literally in every single aspect. So we're paying $314.90 for their security package with their business internet with mobile voice that we don't utilize with the security edge. And that's been because we signed a contract, I think, whenever, like, a long time ago, 8 years ago or something, with Comcast, and that's never been renewed. Previous tech person was gonna look into that. So this is one of the things I wanted to tackle. So to do this, what we have to do is buy a phone system from a third-party company, right? Which that will be able to get us off of the business plan with Comcast, okay? And all those phone stuff, all that stuff's gonna be off there, right? So if you look at normally I have 3. Normally I come up with 3 bids, but literally I got this last night because I was talking to Chuck about it. yesterday, and he was like, hey, come and talk about it. So I only had time to get one, which I can get more. But normally this is the medium. This is always the midline, right? I have a high end, low end. These people are literally midline almost 100% of the time. I go with them, except when it's a client that's outside of my servicing area. And we have a company that we service our phones through that charge, I think $30 for a 5-minute phone call to you. So we won't have any more of that. It literally will go through me. The thing is, if I'm here working on something and there's a phone issue, I literally just fix it right then. If it's 5 minutes, I don't even charge for that. You know what I'm saying? I just get it done. So you won't have any of that extra charge. So the monthly charge on here, it says $86.10. That's for the 4 phone lines. Is it 4? Might be 4 with a fax line in that. Yeah, that's what it is. So there's 3 continuous phone lines, and then your guys' 1 fax line. But there is a $35 charge that is not on here, and she called me probably like 2 hours ago. That will be on this. So that is gonna be, yeah, I can't, probably $116 or $121. I can't remember if it's 30 or 35. So that's gonna be the monthly charge for the phone, at that point. But to get to that point, you have to actually buy the phones in the phone system, okay? So essentially, what I would like to see happen is if you guys look at the quote, I actually have the old quote. My quote, I'll tell you what the total is on this one. It's $3,595.92. When I was looking over this, I saw that they put on here adding a computer on site. That was to monitor everything and make so we have something on site that monitors that. I told them to take that off, and we have a device that's going to be doing that for us. We don't need another device, right? So that's saved us another $395 on the quote. So I think it's 31 something. Do you see what the total is for that?
3177.
Yeah. But so if we did do that, I mean, that's $3,100, right? But 10 months of what the new bill would be would literally, it would pay for itself in 10 months. Okay, and then that would set us up for the future. These literally, they connect right into the network. Pick them up, move them to the new building when it's built, or if it's built, you know. So everything's, and I'm just doing this to make it cheap, you know, help you guys out, so.
We've been talking about our phone system being a little bit of a pain in the neck.
Okay, but,
Took a little while to figure it out.
Now this
So-
Comcast, excuse me.
No, go ahead.
On this Comcast bill, it says, voice services, $180. What are the voices of services?
yeah. That's sort of the four lines that you guys have.
Okay.
Yep, and then plus if you go down just a little bit more, where is it? Voice network investment, that's $8 in there. There's also a $24.95. Equipment fee for voice, $24.95. That's actually located in the basement. And they charge you a rental fee on that every month. So it's actually, I didn't actually look at the voice network investment. That's another $8 on the 204 with the E911 or 911 fees as well, which is at the total bottom. I didn't add that in that either. $18.45.
The IPs belong to us, John?
What's that?
The IPs belong to us? They're ours?
What,
The
the phones?
relation to, the IP addresses themselves, the block, the 8 of them?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then just to show you guys, this is the new phone. This is for the fax. If you guys wanted to know what the actual items are on the invoices, these would be the new phones.
Nice.
Okay?
The POE?
Yes, sir. Everything. And then this would be for your fax line. Just plug that right in. Same exact fax number, everything, like nothing would change. Literally, this company, they call Comcast, they port all the phone numbers over, your phones are down for maybe 5 minutes, if that, okay?
What about setting up, like we have extensions and we have, like when someone calls, they can choose extensions, setting up voicemail, that's really
The
not
amount of
user-friendly
features-
right now?
The amount of features that are on these phones is completely insane. Okay, they have all of that stuff, okay? Every single feature that you have now, plus an insane amount, right? So you can have text messages sent through the phone system to you guys, hey, you got a voicemail. And it literally will have the voicemail file right there where you can click on it to your cell phone.
We're getting into the 90s.
Wow.
Yeah, so, and then there's after-hour emergency type things. I have this same phone system, because it was the same exact thing. At Ravenna Village, they had the same exact thing happen, right? They had Spectrum internet at the time, and they were getting charged $40 a line, and their phones were just way outdated, not working properly. So I did the same exact thing, literally cut their bill for the phones and their Spectrum bill by 70%, like flat, and they've already paid it off in 6 months. So, I mean, it just sets you guys up for the future. So if you guys want me to move forward with that, you just let me know, and then I'll do all the stuff for it. Cool? All right, and then is there any other questions or concerns that you guys have with the IT stuff? Do you want any updates? I don't know what you guys want me to say in public
You know I
comment.
work IT, and you're doing fantastic. I hear
Okay.
nothing
Yeah.
but great things.
All right.
Keep up the good work, and yes, we need to get into past the 90s. The phone system is definitely a plus. If we do build a building or we move, just pick them up and move them with you. Anything he's installing, unbolts from the wall, plugs into a switch.
Yep.
And yes, those are 100 times better than what you have right now with the capabilities. And they can grow, so if we decide to go maybe Teams calls or something like
You
that in the
support all that.
future, it supports all the new technology that's coming out. So I would highly recommend that we would move forward with this project.
Now, we do have a 3-bid policy.
Yep.
Okay.
If
I'm
you
still
don't-
waiting on those 3 bids, so I can
Okay.
definitely get those 3 bids.
That'd be awesome.
Absolutely. And I do wanna say this, literally, like these bids, I don't get any kickback for any of this stuff. For presenting these bids or anything. This is just me helping you guys. Like, this is not putting any money in my pocket whatsoever.
We appreciate that.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that was out there.
Thank you.
But yeah, I will definitely, when I get those other bids in, I will send those
Perfect.
over.
Well, thank you for all your work on this.
Oh, absolutely.
On everything, really.
Email addresses. Can I talk about that real quick? So we did this past week end up switching all over the email addresses from GoDaddy to Microsoft. And we are going to go into the third-party controller that I use, and that's AppRiver. So you guys get a better deal on your licensing. I'm gonna wait on that until December, because that's the next block of email addresses when the subscription runs out, right? So if I switch it over right now, I have to buy new licensing, okay? But we're still protected, we still have the email filtering, we still have all of it, all right? And everything went smooth. Cool? All right.
All right. Good. Okay, so we are at recurring business, which we have none. Which now brings us to public comment. Do we have anybody for public comment? There she is.
Hi.
Good afternoon, I'm Tritney Boyles. I'm from Public Health Muskegon County, part of the Community and Outreach Team. Been here a couple times before, listened in. I know one of the times we talked about Mid-Michigan and the produce boxes and how we could maybe play a third party in helping. I've been in contact with them, still kind of going through some things with them, but we're getting somewhere. So they were talking about maybe making us a proxy. You would have to come and do like sign the sheet the first time and then put us down as pickup people. And then we can come out with a mobile health unit on certain days and be able to help
Yes.
distribute. So, something, we're getting somewhere. So just wanted to update you with that. Other than that, don't really have anything. But always let me know if you have events going on, because we like to come out and show our support however we can.
We appreciate you introducing yourself a while ago, and that now we can get this process
Yes,
going.
definitely, no problem.
I think
Try
we
to
can
make
all
it.
come together and make this happen.
Yeah, anyway.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guess what, Chuck?
Hold on, you got one.
Hang on, you got one ahead of you.
Go ahead. Hey, respect his elders, man.
My dad was short, but he had big feet. He wore the plane.
Oh, you're a pretty good sized boy. We'll keep it short. Butterfly lady. I seen a monarch today, and I don't whack milkweeds.
Good to hear.
There's a point. Okay, cemetery. It's been I hate to say what it's been. It's really looking great. I met Chuck and Bill out there this afternoon. They just kind of wanted to show me the area because I had worked at cemetery for quite a few years. And it's really looking good. They're doing a good job. I want to commend whoever the workers were. I don't know if they're here or not. You mentioned somebody's daughter.
That would be Heather's daughter.
Oh, okay. Well, tell her thank you. You did a good job.
Thank you.
So, other than that, we'll let that one slide, but I got one other thing on my mind. And I've already heard Brian's answer, so I'm hoping to get not different, but same answer or type of answer. East McMillan Road, where I live, from Dawson to Ewing, has not been re-blacktop. Dawson Road from East McMillan to River Road has not been blacktop, but every street around it has been blacktop. I don't understand what is going on, that they're just patching our roads up and the rest are all getting blacktop. I don't understand. I'm wondering if somebody's got an answer, other than what Brian gave me. I'm not picking on my son, but
Did I tell you to call the road commission, that they managed it? Those are different terms.
no.
I did just see him driving
I
some
just want
equipment down
people to
Dawson
look
today.
into it and see what's really going on, other than the road commission.
We look at the projects every spring with the road commission.
Yeah, I know, you told me that.
He
His
said he might
answer
be.
was it belongs to the state. Okay, what the hell is different between that street and the ones around it? What's the difference? I don't understand, but I'm not gonna pick on my son.
We pick on him, why not?
Well, he's into politics, so I gotta be careful.
And I don't know if I got an answer on that, Tom, but my youngest son does work for the road commission. I'll ask him
Oh.
how they choose, like Ewing in front of my house.
Yeah,
They've chip sealed that a couple times
Right.
in the last 5 or 6 years.
I hear you.
But I'll ask them what is their determination.
Somebody's paying to have that patched up too.
Yeah,
So-
and I think I honestly think it's traffic volume too. You know, how much traffic is on each road.
You're guessing now.
I might be.
They evaluate them on a scale. They did that for the usage and deterioration. And the road commission does it very aggressively, do a great job. So we can look into getting that information.
Dawson is getting beat up, I will say.
And I do start at the beginning too. I always get a hold of road commission, ask them, do assessment of our township. Any recommendations they have, then we can look at those more specific too.
Well, evidently you people gotta lean on him a little more.
I was gonna say, cause he didn't send me back nothing. He's like, the roads are looking pretty good out there, so.
Well, you gotta lean on him. Anyway, thank you.
Thank
Don't
you.
mean to come here griping all the time, but it seems
We're
like
used,
that's.
I mean,
what-
that's fine.
Griping.
All right.
Hello, for those of you who don't know me, I haven't met you yet, my name's Tom Smith, I live over on Proctor and Shaw.
You've been warned.
But anyway, the reason I'm here tonight is hoping to have you guys reopen our firearm practicing permits and rules. My reason for that is right now you're 450 feet from a dwelling. The way our properties are laid out over there, my neighbor decides to shoot, like 3 weeks ago, I was out cutting tree damage with my chainsaw, he starts shooting. I got bullets going over my head. I called the sheriff's department, I talked to Lorraine, and they said with our ordinance being 450 feet from a dwelling, rather than the property line, I gotta stay out of my backyard while he wants to shoot, for my own safety. So rather than having it from a dwelling, can we change that to a property line, just for safety? I mean, I don't wanna get shot, I don't want my dogs to get shot. And when I had the sheriff's department out there, I had a copy of you guys' ordinance, and he laughed at it. I told Lorraine what the man told me, we have no height, no width on our, we have an 8-foot height, but it doesn't say whether it's from the bottom of a berm, like if you go in with a tractor and dig, or if it's level ground. The sheriff told me that needed to be fixed, you needed a width, and he says, right now, he says, if he wants to shoot, stay out of your backyard. He says, unless he shoots you, then we can do something.
Totally understandable.
Well, I thank you for your time, and I
Yeah,
would
and
appreciate if somebody get back a
no,
hold of me.
we'll
I'm gonna try to get a
definitely
hold of
get on that
Lorraine
one.
later this week. Because like I say, whenever he decides to shoot, I can't go out in my backyard.
Right, no, yeah, nobody wants that.
Like I said, I mean, I don't think it's unreasonable to change it from a dwelling to a property line.
Yeah, I will probably see her tomorrow, we'll talk about that.
All right, thank you for your time.
Yep, thanks, Tom.
I'm Andy O'Reilly, I live at 6420 Fisk. To follow up with your internet stuff, I think we should ask the county if we can hook up to their internet system, if that's a possibility.
I know in the past, we were told no because we don't have a fire department.
Okay, well, it
Does
may,
there
may or may
have
not
to
have
be,
changed,
but
I don't know,
that's-
but that's a savings option I thought of right off the
Yeah.
bat. Second of all, public health, it's always great to see them here. You're gonna see much more coming from public health in the near future that's gonna be much more directed toward our rural communities, because we've got a real disconnect with public health in the rural communities. Everything is not gonna be shoved down anybody's throat. It's gonna be a very gentle approach and a way to try to ingratiate public health into rural communities. And the other thing, I've been working in my off time to try and help the Muskegon Area District Library pass their millage. It's essential to keep our libraries. It is really important, and I know that nobody likes to see anything along the line of another tax on their bill. But the library has become something that is more than I ever even dreamed. I mean, we did a story yesterday that 5 of our libraries have blood pressure kiosks through the American Heart Association, and they've got 30 machines that you can take home for 3 weeks at a shot to monitor your blood pressure if you need it. They've got the library of things, they've got the library that you can pull up on your phone and listen to music and videos and everything else. In 2024, the library saved our county in the ballpark of $5 million on stuff that was lent instead of taken out. So I understand our absentees are going out tomorrow, and if I could ask everybody in my non-official capacity to please encourage you to vote for that millage. It's really important to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Any, anybody else?
Can I make one quick comment?
Sure.
I get seconds, do I? In reference to veterans, if and when during the national anthem, they have changed the rules to where you are allowed to salute the flag with or without a hat on. I just wanted to pass that information. 'Cause a lot of veterans don't understand that. That's why you see me saluting. Thank you.
All right. Anybody else? You were not gonna say you're quiet, are you?
Well, no, I'm not gonna say.
All right.
But Tom has taken up enough time after we went in late. I wanted to ask, Andy, do you know if the millage is passed for the library, will we be able to keep the bookmobile here? Because we're in jeopardy of that not coming out to our township.
I'll speak to that. The library bookmobile comes out as a used basis on how much it gets used. We're one of their smaller places
Right.
on their route.
Right.
So it's the volume of use that we have to deal with. How many people come out to use it is how we're going to be decided if we stay on their route, if it's gonna be once a month, twice a month, or if it's gonna be none. So it's on all of us in Cedar Creek to use that, and use it for everything it can. If you need something from that library of things, they'll put it on the truck and bring it here.
Right.
If you need something copied, if you need something faxed, if you need any of that kind of stuff, come here and let them do it. Because it literally is, how often does it get used, and can it get used more someplace else? That's gonna be their decision.
But when I've been voting yes for years.
Yeah,
But now that I hear that this rural community, that is our library,
Yeah,
Andy.
yeah.
That is our library.
I get it.
That's
And
all we got.
There,
And it's not, it shouldn't be for usage. It should be,
I couldn't agree more, but if two people come and they have to drive that big truck all the way out here, it just doesn't make financial sense. And as much as I hate to say it, I don't think everything should come down to financial sense.
right.
This is why I'm not an accountant. And this is
Right.
why my wife throws me out of the house most nights.
Okay.
What is the closest library from here? Is that-
Closest library in the MADL to us, I believe, is the Dalton branch, and then we've got Holton as well. So Dalton is down at the
What, like
elementary
Holton
school,
Street?
and then Holton is up in Holton. After that, North Muskegon, and then, the rural libraries are really remarkable places, especially Ravenna. Ravenna doesn't have the kind of internet that we have. So Ravenna relies heavily on their library for things like Wi-Fi hotspots. They can go get those. They can get TV shows on DVD instead of trying to watch Netflix like we are used to doing. Gathering spaces. They are used for kids like you wouldn't believe. These libraries are done up for children now, where they actually go in and run a grocery store. So it's literacy well far beyond, here's a book, read it. It is engagement, and it's remarkable what they do inside these buildings now. And I think the average, there's gonna be a slight increase in year 2, and I think it's something like, for the average homeowner that's in a $100,000 home, I think it goes from $65 to $73 per year, which literally comes down to cents a day to keep that kind of community building resource in all of our municipalities. It's really important.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Anybody else? Anybody else? That's it. All right, we will move on to board comments.
You should go first.
Oh. You're gonna let me thank first this time. And that's exactly what I want to do. Again, we tell you guys every time, thanks for showing up, listening, and being involved, because that's most important. I mean, video works great, but word of mouth is how this travels. I do want to take a second and follow a little farther for Tom, because he thanked Bill and Elise, but Tim Howard did quite a bit out there too.
Oh,
we're,
That's this thing here.
we've known you long
I'm,
enough, Tom, we're used to it.
I told him thank you when I got here.
But yeah, that was, I think the cemetery's come along pretty good. Okay, and another thing, one thing I wanna touch on, we gotta start thinking about our Fall Fest. I know it's kinda early right now, but we gotta start thinking about it, cause we're gonna need volunteers, we're gonna need activities, we're just, make sure it's a good one. We were discussing that we would like to project maybe October 4th is the date, with October 11th as a rain date makeup. But I think if we wait too long, we're gonna be trying to jam everything into 1 month, and we don't wanna do that. We just people start thinking about it. Volunteers start signing up, and honestly, what we would really like to see is if people are willing or whatever, a few people get together and kind of make a committee, if we want to call it, and say, you guys, meet once a month, whatever, and jam your ideas, and let's get rolling, make it, But yeah, it's something we need to kind of just start putting in the back of our mind, and we're gonna need a lot of volunteers, so. Other than that was my thunder.
Okay, well, I will go. Summer tax bills have been sent out. I'm very sorry. But if you have any questions or you didn't get your bill or anything, just let me know. And the bookmobile is going to be here tomorrow from 3 until 4:30. So if you can stop in, please do, and use the bookmobile.
Well, I'd just like to say thanks everybody for showing up. We need involvement here. We need the ideas. We appreciate your compliments and your complaints. And that's how we make this place go. Thank you very much for coming.
I don't have much right now. We'll just call it baby brain or something. But thank you guys all very much for coming. Underestimated the amount of work that it would be, But I'm here.
It just gets better.
Breathing.
Yeah. It gets better. You'll get the hang of it.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice, but you'll get the hang of it.
Yeah.
Always thank you for everybody taking the time to come down here. And big thanks to all the volunteers for everything that they do in this community. It's a great community, period. The committee works very hard, and behind the scenes, there's a lot of other people that you don't get to see. It takes all of us, again, it's kind of the same speech I give every time, but I truly mean it, that the community grows when we are involved in it. So, thank you.
Without further ado,
I'll move to adjourn.
I'll support.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right.